In this film, Harry, Ron and Hermione have their first real exposure to the opposite sex.
Ron's changed a bit, he's a bit more mature now. He's got a bit more comfortable around girls and that, because there's the Yule Ball. And
on Christmas Eve night, we and our guests gather in the Great Hall for a night of well-mannered frivolity.
When I read the script, I knew that a lot of the scenes with Rupert and Dan and this whole issue of finding a partner for the ball would be really funny.
Why do they have to travel in packs?
well, basically, we find it really hard to find a date, and it's sort of getting a bit embarrassing because everyone else is getting dates, even like Neville.
What I like about Harry as well is he's pathetic at the whole romance thing. He's rubbish. And he falls completely in love with Cho Chang. It's not even a crush. He loves her.
Harry.
Cho.
She's really pretty, and the Harry Potter has a crush on her, so it's like, I feel like the luckiest girl in the world.
Cho?
Yes?
I just wondered if maybe you want to go to the ball with me.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
I was just wondering if maybe you wanted to go to the ball with me. He's a character for anyone out there who's ever been awkward with a girl in this film, which is probably every male anywhere in the world.
Wait, Hermione? You're a girl.
Oh, well spotted.
Can we run around?
The really awkward teenage stage where you're just kind of coming to that age where girls and boys are interested in each other, and neither of the sexes quite know how to be, and it's very funny.
He just asked Fleur Delacour to the ball. Actually, he sort of screamed at her. It was a bit frightening.
What did you do then?
What else? I ran for it. It's sort of more fun when you're sort of acting it, but in real life it's pretty scary.
What are those? No, those!
My dress rose.
Well, they're all right. No lace, no dodgy little collar.
Well, I expect yours are more traditional.
Traditional? They're ancient.
These kind of sharp little insights about what it's like to be 15 were really marvellous.
She kind of has a boyfriend in this film.
It's nice because she's never had anybody look at her in that way before.
Krum takes Hermione out for the Yule Ball, and she's really transformed into a princess.
I was so nervous about the whole thing, because it's meant to be such a big moment, and it's going to be an anticipated moment.
That's when Ron and Harry don't believe their eyes.
She looks beautiful.
Yeah, she does.
For Ron and Harry, it's a bit of a shock, really, especially for Ron, who's only just realised that she's a girl.
Is that Hermione Granger with Victor Krum?
No, absolutely not. The beginning films, you sort of sense like a relationship between them two.
Victor's gone to get drinks. Do you care to join us?
No, we would not care to join you and Victor. And I guess he's sort of jealous. You're fraternising with the enemy.
The enemy? Place your right hand on my waist.
Where? We had to waltz around in front of everyone. It was a bit embarrassing, but it was quite funny, so...
Poor Ron. I mean, we both... I've got 2 left feet, too, so we both look pretty silly.
Now move the leg. And this way. Now, you will have to lead eventually. Understood?
Wonderful Wayne, the choreographer, and his lovely assistants. They teach these kids to dance, some of whom could and some of whom, by God, could not.
Bit nervous, but should be all right.
One of our regulars, young Devon here, can cut the mustard in the dancing stakes. We watch out for it.
Man, I've been doing my steps, I've been working my feet. You see my feet work.
You trust me, don't you? Everyone else had about 3 weeks, and I only had about 4 days to learn, so I'm quite proud of what I managed to do. It was very hard, and I got to about halfway through, and then I would kind of just lose it completely.
No practice, just going straight into it and going mad.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Started. Lucky man. Lucky man.
I was really struggling, so Mike
walked onto the dance floor and gave me a spin.
I adored them. They're good news, each of them, and I'm very proud of them.
Design is just astonishing. I walk onto these sets and I've never been on some of these sets before, and it's overwhelming.
There had to be an enormous change that you would look at the inside of the Great Hall and you've never seen the place like that before.
The description in the novel is that it's a kind of ice palace, really. There are icicles hanging from the magic ceiling. So we've taken that maybe a step further and said, okay, well, the magic ceiling is actually made of ice. Every inch of stonework will be covered in this highly reflective silver. The window mullions, the fireplace, the gargoyles, the gold doors will all be this mirror silvered finish.
When I went in, I was absolutely gobsmacked. The attention to detail and just the whole thing was beautiful, really beautiful.
With the underwater sequence, we faced one of our greatest challenges. We had to build a tank.
This was a stage. They took 500 loads of dirt out of it to create this 60 by 60 20-foot hole. It's probably one of the biggest tanks in the world.
What we did then is create the world and create the characters that inhabit that world.
We built this rather big, elaborate trophy room. The deep, cavernous trial chamber in the middle of the Ministry of Magic. The campground outside, 350 tents, and the Weasley tent is a magical tent. Seems fairly ordinary on the outside, but as soon as you open the doors, it's 20 times bigger than it can possibly be.
Ron, get out of the kitchen, we're all hungry.
Yeah, get out of the kitchen, Ron.
Feet off the table.
Feet off the table.
I love magic.
He's one of the great film designers, Stuart. He created this extraordinary grave that's based loosely on Highgate Cemetery, with the idea of gravestones crowding up against each other.
Where Harry confronts the dragon, the starkest, rawest, most interesting thing we could do with that would be to set it in this bare, rocky pit. The maze, we tried to make it taller than you've ever seen and bigger than you've ever seen. So you're in channels which are just 5 feet wide, but 25, sometimes 40 feet high.
A lot of things about this film are simply people allowing themselves to have fun by going to the very end of what they know they can do.
I trained for quite a long time to do the stunts. I don't think it would have been nearly as good if people were sitting there going, oh, well, that's someone else doing that.
3, 2, 1, breather out.
In the underwater sequence, Danny's actually swimming in a big tank underwater, and so are the other artists as well. And we've got a speaking system. We can speak to him, he can hear quite well, or very well actually, and he just signals if he's okay or just to wait a minute.
Head up, Dan, head up. Look at camera. Stop.
And the physical exertion of this, of acting underwater, his eyes open, performing while he was holding his breath, is a remarkable achievement.
I really enjoyed the diving, and it was hard work and it was very physical, but it was really rewarding.
I had 2 weeks of training to learn how to scuba dive and basically to learn how not to panic underwater. And honestly, after a week, it was just so much fun.
Swim higher, Robert. Swim up to Bruce. You go, Bruce, looking at Harry. Harry. Very good.
The underwater stuff was really, really exciting. I've never done anything like that before.
We've done this sort of wire thing where we'd sort of drop out of the sky into the ground at the World Cup.
The maze was really, really exciting because there were real explosions going off and the whole maze was hydraulic. You're running around actually fearing for your life in reality.
And I think it's brilliant that we actually had the chance to do it ourselves. Nothing can beat how it looks.
I am the last of the action heroes. Something's coming closer. I can feel it.
There are tremendous, exciting things in this film for all ages.
The killing curse. Only one person is known to have survived it, and he's sitting in this room.
It's going to be a lot of action. It's going to be really good.
Get out! It's Get back to the portkey, everybody, and stick together!
It's a fairy tale world, but it's much more scary.
Devils are inside the walls.
In this film, there will never be a dull moment.
Is it Voldemort?
Harry, I'm scared for you.
It's the ultimate thriller.
You must be anxious knowing what lies ahead. Then again, we all are.
Everything's going to change now, isn't it?